Hey Ornella, thank you so much for sending in your essay, your final essays, and for letting me know your exam is coming up very soon. Um, now, what do you need? Maybe we haven't talked about what you need in your exam before. So thank you for telling me. Do you need 6.5 in writing? Do you need 7.5 in writing or 7? Uh, if you tell me what you need, that really helps me. But as far as I can, I will grade you today. Um, Obviously, as long as you understand that this is not the same as an examiner grading you because you're writing at home, you're not writing in the exam conditions. Hopefully, you haven't got the stress and all that sort of stuff, which can make a big difference. So here, informal letter. Dear Harry, I mean, I'll go sort of informal neutral actually, because this is your neighbour, so not necessarily your friend. So, dear Harry, I hope this finds you well. Writing this letter in reference to your new and adorable puppy. Lovely. As you know, I love animals. If you put in do, it's quite emphatic. I do love animals, but I think probably better would just be I love animals. And for many years, I've had good tenses, cats or dogs. Although you don't need a comma there, I don't want you to take this letter in a personal way. I have noticed that. Uh, don't need that. Just present perfect, like you did here. I've noticed that your dog barks a lot, and particularly, and you can't have during all day, particularly during the day. So that would be the day. Or and sometimes all day. I'm working night shifts, so it's impossible to get a repair sleep. I love that, but we don't say repair sleep. Get a good night's sleep, we would say more naturally. I love a repair sleep. That's so nice. I know just what you mean. I had a similar problem years ago with one of my dogs, who. So you need the pronoun who, because it's a dog is like a kind of thing, person, who got really anxious, and you don't need he. So just put who, and became is a bit better than got. Really anxious when we left home. We didn't know, but a neighbour shared his worries, and we tried to find a solution. Excellent. We contracted the service of a dog trainer, other way, and the results were spectacular. No less. Great word, and you could put an exclamation mark there as well. I still have a phone number. I still have. You could have his phone number, and then you don't have to repeat. His phone number, if you needed it, either if you were to need it, or just simply if you needed it. Make sure you get that grammar right on the tenses. That is something the examiner will be looking at. But I'd really like to find a solution about this little problem. We've had a really good relationship for many years, I'm pretty sure. So don't repeat that about solution. Many years, I'm pretty sure that we can find a way through this, or we can sort this out. Yeah, best wishes. That's a super letter. Really, really nice. So for me, task achievement, absolutely fine, no problem at all. So you've got, you'd be on a 7 on task achievement. In terms of your tone, you've written in a really nice tone. You've absolutely got that right. Your nice, respectful style, that's excellent. Grammar, few issues on the grammar. That would bring you down on that one. Make sure your tenses are very accurate. And here, just avoid repetition. So basically, vocab is looking good. You could have, you could add in a few more adjectives, maybe. I'm working strenuous night shifts. Night shifts, responsible for getting a night's sleep. Had a similar frustrating problem. These are the sort of things that is more like a band 7. Okay, so I would say you're happily on a 6.5 on that, and this is the sort of thing you'd have to do to get yourself up to a 7. Okay, so adjectives and grammar. Nowadays, most green energy is becoming ever more prevalent in both developed and developing countries. Some argue they greatly reduce costs and are better for the environment. Others believe they're a serious threat to security. So alternative energy It's a contentious issue causing many problems for both Western and Eastern countries. Yes, it's alternative energy. A bit more here. It's supply and the associated costs, and then are a contentious issue. So it's not the energy that's the issue. I mean, we all know it's good. It's more like, can we get enough of it, and how expensive is it? Yeah, I totally agree. Green energy is much better for the environment. So tell me why. Yeah, and then this essay will analyze it. That's fine. Okay, so I mean, I'm just going to show you how you get to your 7. All right, you're 6.5. I'm happy on that. This is 5. I'm happy on that. But the examiner marks you down, not up. So you've got 4 parts on the correction. Task achievement. Have you answered the question? Coherence. That's the flow of the essay. Grammatical range and lexical range. If you get 7, 7, 6.5, 6.5, you get 6.5, not 7. It's very unfair, but they mark you down, not up. This is why it is so hard to get this 7. On the one hand, it had demonstrated that exists the possibility to have energy using only natural phenomena such as wind or sun. Okay, it had demonstrated. So you'd have to say, it has been demonstrated, not past perfect. It has been successfully demonstrated in many countries that it is possible to have. Okay, sometimes I think it's just a mistranslation. Maybe you're just translating it a little bit from your language. It is possible, and then that would go, to have energy using only natural phenomena such as wind. Yeah, good. Firstly, the investment or cost. Yeah, you need to have this word successfully in here, Ornella, because you're going to be talking about the good things. It's successful, so, yep, so this is why. The investment or cost is inferior to, so inferior to preposition, regular energies, but careful, although the startup cost may be high. So yes, it's expensive at the beginning, but it's better after that. Secondly, the consequences or impact for the environment. So the negative consequences or impact for the environment seen with fossil fuels. So you're comparing or oil barely exist. So these are the really, really important little bits. Yes, you can give me a sentence, but I need more than just a sentence. You need to explain it. By using renewable energies. Don't talk about we. Yeah? Global warming. Don't talk about we in these essays. Global warming of the Earth is significantly reduced. Recent studies from Greenpeace demonstrated how a small village in Argentina, where, not which, preposition, where they lived only with green energy through bioconstruction. And don't start with that. And that village used solar panels and water from the rain. The environment in this village was, this is translating from your language, be careful, we don't have it. This is your subject. The environment, we don't need that. You've got 2 subjects. The environment was 70% cleaner than other parts of the same country. Therefore, it's clear. Okay, so you understand what you're saying. What is holding you back is the grammar here, actually. It's a little grammar mistakes. Be very, very careful when you check your essay. Be aware of mistakes that you are making. So this is tenses, present perfect, not past perfect. This is an extra subject in here. This is the pronouns for relative clause pronouns. You need where because it's a place. On the other hand, although it seems like these energies have plenty of benefits, comma, there are people who could see some drawbacks, okay, who point out, who highlight would be better, the dangerous or potential drawbacks. Firstly, many companies and countries that have a dependence on oil don't need the oil and energy don't need that either. That is produced with this, okay? Secondly, gas moves a lot of money. Moves a lot of money. Gas is expensive and in short supply and is, in fact, take out in fact, get rid of that, and is one of the major companies that occupies. So vocabulary has a big role, occupies a big role on the stock market. For example, research shows 85% of the biggest and richest companies in the world were related to oil. You preposition relate to something. Therefore, green energy, yeah, nice. Yes, absolutely. Good point. There's a threat for actual energy, which is highly profitable. You need to tell us why. And in demand. Okay, that's a very good point. It's a very interesting point about the stock market position. I hadn't really thought about that, but I like that. It's a very good point there. So the flow on your paragraph is good. Okay, you're moving nicely from idea to idea. You just need to develop it a little bit more here. And I wouldn't repeat firsty, secondly in each paragraph. It's a bit repetitive. That's to do with your coherence. Structure your second paragraph in a different way, so we're not repeating that. To conclude, the energies as we know nowadays. So although, start with here, although, and then this bit, the energy we know nowadays, that's your subject, is demonstrated to have, and then you don't need that, to have plenty of drawbacks for the environment and warming the earth. There are many economic interests to change for a greener, you're comparing greener energy. In the future, yes, I mean, you're suddenly bringing in animals in the conclusion, and we haven't talked about animals at all. So I'd go maybe in the future, or maybe like now, governments need to understand that green energy should be a priority or something like that. Be careful of, hopefully it won't be too late, it's a little bit informal. So Ornella, give maybe just tell me what you need the exam for. Okay, what grade do you need? That'd be really helpful. For me, on your 6.5, absolutely fine, should be okay. On the 7, not there yet. This is to do with like what we've been talking about. So the really pushing a little bit more on the explaining things, not just writing a sentence, but developing your sentence. And then a little bit of work on the grammar and on the vocabulary. So as well, try and include a conditional sentence if these problems are not addressed urgently. Yeah, the future of our planet would become even more perilous, which means in danger, and be more perilous and risk damaging not only the environment but our whole ecosystem. Okay, so I know it's easy for me, but if these problems are not addressed, so conditional, this is a mixed conditional, and we've got first here and second here. If these are not addressed, the future of our planet would become even more perilous. So this sort of conditional, really important because they can give you marks for grammar. Okay, so look how they can give you marks. That helps you. But well done, Ornella. This is the end of this essay pack. You are able now to purchase another essay pack. No more videos from Ben, but just the essay corrections. If you want to keep going before the end of the month, you might decide that that's a really good idea. Gives you more practice, more confidence. Okay, well done. Thank you.